It's going to be a Beatles 2025 Beatles Tag from Rob Walker out of Manchester in the UK. Say he put this video together, and he said it's going to be very difficult. Of course, Rob is a little bit sarcastic at times, so I'm going to do it because it's actually pretty easy to do, and I can do it. It doesn't have all those 25 questions about what did your mother's brother's uncle, sister, what was her first record she bought, stuff you can't answer. This stuff I can do, this one. So the first question, actually, Glenn Calloway, I watched his video. That was the first one that I saw about this. And then when I watched his video, I went to and watched Rob's, and they're kind of similar how they answered the question. So, and I'm kind of going to be the same way to a degree. The first question anyway. And the first question is, which band is better, the Beatles or the Stones? And so Rob said The Who, Glenn said the Grateful Dead, and what do you think Rock and Roddy's going to say? Come on, what do you think? Yeah, you're right. It's Blue Oyster Cult. Darcy, okay, I picked Blue Oyster Cult. Darcy gave me heck here a while back because I had the top 10 of all time, and he's going, Ron Bowdry doesn't have Blue Oyster Cult? Number one, right? The best band of all time. And I'm going to just go through their discography of the first, of the main band, the essential stuff up to about 85 or so. And if this is their first record. Now, the first three Blue Oyster Cult records are all phenomenal. Every song is a hit. It's just like the Beatles and the Stones records. So more the Beatles than the Stones. The Beatles records now, every song, every record that they put out, every song on there is great. The Stones, not so much. But when the Stones did have one of those really good songs, kind of sometimes better than anything the Beatles ever did. And we'll talk about that. But right now, we're got to talk about Blue Oyster Cult. This is her first record. Okay. And that's my OG. Then if I really like a band and I want to hear it in the utmost fidelity, I'll seek out the original Japan pressing. And this is the original Japan press of the first Blue Oyster Cult record, the self-titled. Then we have Tyranny and Mutation. This is their second record from 73. And again, this is the OG with the hype sticker in the shrink. When you have a certain kind of favorite band and you've been collecting over the years, you tend to have more than one record of certain LPs. And of course, this is their original Japan press of Tyranny and Mutation. Then we have a Dutch pressing. Sounds really nice. And then we have the Speaker's Corner. Yeah, we got an audio file. We got a hi-fi version. Really, really good sounding record on here. But when I did my video and I compared all those records, I was surprised how good the original records are compared to this. This is a little bit better now, but they're trying to make it a lot better. And it came out better, but yeah, not by a mile like you would think. The third record, Secret Treaties, a lot of folks think this is their best record that they ever produced, and I got a lot of great songs on here that I love, of course. This is the third record. Like I said, the first three are the best ones, by far. If you don't have those, seek them out, pick them up, listen to them on YouTube, that type of thing, see what you think. And this is, again, the original Japan press. Then I have the Speaker's Corner, the hi-fi version. Got to have that. Then 74, they came out with a live album, On Your Feet or On Your Knees. And they do a live version of Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf on here. Really, really good. They do a fantastic job of that. Then 76, Agents of Fortune. This has got the song Don't Fear the Reaper, which is, that was what I guess their big hit, featuring the massive amount of cowbell on that record. Then we have Spectres. This is 77, I believe. And this is where Godzilla's on this one. And a lot of other really great songs on here. Are You Ready to Rock? Going Through the Motions. Golden Age of Leather. There's just a bunch of really great songs on that record, like they all have. And then 77, they came up with a live album again. This is Some Enchanted Evening with a Reaper on there, right? 79, Blue Oyster Cult Mirrors. And this has got Doctor Music on it. Moon Crazy, The Vigil, I Am the Storm. There's a lot of really good songs on this one too. Really love it. Then they have from 1980, this is Cultosaurus Erectus. Now 1979, at the end of 79 is when I got married. This is 1980. I never bought this when it came out. Just getting married, buying a house. My priorities kind of changed at that time. And I didn't buy this record until years later. And it's probably the record I know the least of all of them, and I probably should. But I was watching, I think it was, I don't want to say the guy's name because I don't remember for sure, but he was talking about Blue Oyster Cult. And this is his favorite record. Because when he was about 10 years old, 11 years old, he went at the store, he saw this. And he said, Mom, you have to buy that for me. If you're a 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid, you see this, you gotta own that. And this is his favorite record of Blue Oyster Cult. Then you got Blue Oyster Cult, you got Fire of Unknown Origin. And this has got Burnin' For You on it. And for the most part, every Blue Oyster Cult record, from side 1 to side 2, every song in between, they're all really good. This is the one that I have an exception with. Burnin' For You is a really good song, but they went a little bit too commercial on this one, and it's not as solid like all the rest of the records are. Not like a record like this, The Revolution by Night. This is, again, a original Japan press. And the cool thing, it's still in the shrink with the OB sticker and all that stuff on it. Here we have Club Ninja. This is 86. This is 86. Club Ninja. I bought the cassette tape and I played it at work all the time, and I got to know all the songs by heart, and I really got to really love this record. Really good record. Then their last record with their original band is Imagineos. And this is kind of, when you know the whole story of Blue Oyster Cult, there was a poem written, a book written, and they based a lot of their songs off of that. And this is the end result of all of it. And really good record, a lot of great songs on it. I Am the One You Warned Me Of. Yeah. Pretty cool. Okay, so in the theme of what's the best one, Stones, we're going to get back on that again. Beatles or Stones. If I had to pick one or the other, I'm going to say Stones. And the reason for that is, like I said before, for their entire catalog, the strength of every record, the Beatles have the best discography, and all their LPs are really strong. But talk about some of these early songs from the Stones, right? Paint It Black, It's All Over Now, The Last Time, Get Off My Cloud, Nervous Breakdown, 19th Nervous Breakdown, right? And you've got other stuff like Jumpin' Jack Flash, Mother's Little Helper, We Love You, Street Fight Man, She's a Rainbow, Ruby Tuesday, Honky Tonk Woman. Right? That's all great stuff. And in those years, I would say all those songs versus the Beatles songs, they're about the same in my opinion. They're all fantastic. None of them I think are any better than the Beatles stuff that was coming out at the same time. There's so many great songs during that time period. But then when we get to 71, we got a record came out, Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones. And it's probably my favorite song between the Beatles and the Stones. Can't You Hear Me Knocking is on this record. And it's such a great song. So that's why I'm picking the Stones, because I think that one tops any of the records, any songs that both bands did. As well as they probably put out the best rock record of all time, Let It Bleed, with Gimme Shelter and Monkey Man on here. Again, those two songs I think are better than anything the Beatles ever did. And then you got this record. This is 1978. And before that, from about 74 to 78, the airwaves were dominated by disco and disco type music on the radio, which I did not like any of that stuff, really, to tell you the truth. I had to go and, to a lot of dances, and they would always play the disco music and we danced to it, but it wasn't something that I'd ever listened to until this came out, because I used to listen to a lot of radio in my car during those years. And when this record came out, they played about every song on it. It was a hit on the radio. And after this, we had the British invasion. Bands like Elvis Costello started being prominent, getting a lot of airplay. And we got out of that disco age. So this is the record that I give credit for breaking us out of the disco and getting us back into rock and roll again. Okay, so Rob asked the next question, what's the greatest thing out of Liverpool? And he said it was the M62, which is the road getting out of Liverpool. To him, that's the best thing about Liverpool, is a road to get out of it. Which, of course, that's kind of how his humor works. To me, the best thing out of Liverpool was the Beatles. They are one of the best bands of all time. And they're out of Liverpool. So to me, that's what's the best thing out of Liverpool. And that actually is the next question. What's your favorite band out of Liverpool? And again, it would be the Beatles. And then the fourth question, the last one, what is your essential Beatle LP? What would be the essential one, the best one of all of them? I'd say would be the Beatle box, because they're all essential, right? All of these records are great. Every single one of them. You can't say one's better than the other. Although if I was going to pick one better than the other, I might say Abbey Road. But they're all essential. You're going to have Beatles, just get the old Beatle box and you'll be set. So that's going to conclude my video for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you do all the cool YouTube stuff of liking and subscribing and all that. And bye for now.